Hey guys, this is AI Gaming 1776, and this is a quick and dirty video showing the GTX 960 playing Black Ops 3 on PC at max settings. Now this is the opening weekend. The game has been running okay at first and then pretty badly, and then now for some people it's running very badly, and for some people it's running fairly well. Either way, what I'm showing you here is how it's performing right now, and more importantly, how it performs with the GTX 960 at max settings. Now, I'll show the settings when I get a chance. The problem... Oh, great. I threw a grenade in my own face. Alright, well, at least I got the flag. Alright, I got dropped into a losing match, but the whole point is to show how the game is performing. And actually... it's doing better right now than it did in multiplayer earlier. I don't know how well you can see MSI Afterburner in the upper right hand corner, but I think you can see Fraps pretty well. Also, I am off to the side of my monitor. I'm off to the side of the monitor because to get the best angle to show you these numbers in the corner, I have to put the camera right in the middle of the monitor. So I'm off to the side. I can't even see how I'm playing, to be honest with you. But the focus is supposed to be on I'm gonna get killed in here. The focus is on the graphics and the performance, more importantly. Oh, look at that. We got all the flags. I have not played this map, I don't think. What is that red stuff? Oh, the arrow person can see me or something. I don't know. Yay, got blowed up. Wow, that person takes it seriously. They got their gun all decked out. Now, I have played this map. It just looks... No, I have not. I've played one that looks very similar to it, though. That's what yeah, I have not played this map. Bye-bye. And dead. I'm actually surprised the game is playing better. The game is playing better in multiplayer at max settings than it did in campaign. Somebody in the comments of one of my other videos told me that the GTX 960 could max the game, and they're right. I mean, it can, but it's definitely not going to keep 60 frames per second. I'm playing it. Seems like 48 goes up into the 60s. I would not want to play competitively like this. Now, I'm not blaming the performance and the frame rate for my woes right now, actually. More than anything, the being off to the side of the monitor is making it difficult to play. The game looks much better maxed out. I will give it that. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, boy. Oh, I don't... Oh, wait a minute. I have this thing. Oh, look at that. Did I take B or not? Did I get credit for that? I didn't see it. Losing Bravo after I worked so hard to get it. Huh. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. Now, we're actually not losing by that much. Oh, look. Somebody on my team got A. Thank you, teammate. Someone's probably going to come around this corner, I would assume. Well, I was right. Someone did come around the corner. The thing about Call of Duty is I compare it to a game called Euchre that is played in the Midwest of the United States. I'm having trouble controlling it a little bit. The frame rate is affecting that. Okay, not good. Because I know I can't aim that well, I do kind of lean on the grenade a little more. I mean that well right now. I could, I mean, I've shown you guys max settings. I could, let me turn the graphics down. Not graphics, well, yeah, graphics. But let me turn the shadow down to medium. Let's see if, oh, we're still in the 40s. All right, so what's hitting the frame rate? Because in the past, turning down shadows helped me with the frame rate. And yet, here we are still in the 40s, even with shadow on medium. Where the hell is A? Is it really that far? Alright, we're still in the 40s with shadow on medium, and it does not look as good. Now, shadow varies from game to game, how important it is. To be honest with you, there's some games where turning shadows down looks just fine. I wonder what's hitting my frame rate over here. Is it the volumetric lighting? Maybe it's... Let's disable ambient occlusion. Sometimes it takes a second to get out of the settings if you change graphics. We're still in the 40s. Turn shadows down did not improve the frame rate. Turn shadows down did not improve the frame rate. Still in the 40s. I don't know what's causing it. And the game just froze really hard. Alright. Ambient occlusion. Well, now actually, look, we're at 50, 60, but are we going to go back? Now we're at 50. I don't know what the so-called best settings are for the game yet. To be completely... geez. I don't know what the best settings are. I need to turn it back up here, but I need a second. Because every time I screw around in the settings, I'm not helping my team. I cannot aim for crap. Now, when I use HDMI, that was affecting the aim, but then when I started using DisplayPort, it aimed just fine. And I know somebody in the comments is going to be like, that's not possible, but it happened. I tested it with 2 different graphics cards. I tested it with an Elgato in between, with no Elgato in between. It definitely happened. I'm not imagining it. And now my frame rate, not frame rate, but my aiming is floaty again, but this time I assume it's because I have the game maxed out, right? What I could... Oh, man, it just froze really hard. No, I have some gameplay captured with shadow play showing that when the game aims, I play it just fine. But when the game's floaty, I don't. Here, let's put everything on the lowest settings and see if the performance is what's affecting my aim right now. Because it is very random. Disabled and none for everything. Yeah, it's taking me a minute. There you go. It let me out. Okay, so the game is locked at 60 frames per second. I have the frame rate cap at 60. Very festive gun there that they used. It actually doesn't look that bad right now. Now, part of my problem is I'm still off to the side. But the aiming still doesn't feel quite right. I'm using a gamepad. I wonder what killed me. Like, oh, cool. And a little corner camper hiding in the door, because that's what brave men do. Yeah, suck on that. Alright, where is B? Anyway, I don't know if there's gamepad problems. Nice little camp job. They're camping on B, I get it. They want to defend their flag. I mean, there's a certain amount of camping that's very rational. But then there's some people who just camp in domination for kills. Yeah, this is just probably going to be a murder fest every time I try. Alright, so we have C, we're losing A. Because once you get killed on B enough, it's time to try some of the other flags. Remember, I play Lone Wolf, I play Run and Gun. I'm sure there's all kinds of strategy that can be used if you get your homies together and you're playing with a crew of people and you're controlling parts of the map and things like that. But I play Lone Wolf, Run and Gun. Anyway, I don't know if there's an issue with the gamepad because sometimes I feel like the control is just fine. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes the control feels pretty bad. Right now, it's kind of in between. It's not perfect, but... Now, it's felt perfect a few times. And in the bait, who shot him? Oh. Anyway, the Euchre comment. And one day I'm going to make a video on this. Call of Duty is kind of like Euchre in the sense that there's only so many players. If you're going to have to know what Euchre is for this to make sense. If you know what Euchre is, it'll make sense. There's only so many players in a map, usually 12 if you're not playing ground war. There's only so many players, there's only so many spawn points, there's only so many routes, there's only so many flags. So you can kind of guess where you're going. Anyway, I didn't get to watch it for that second half, but I'm pretty sure it stayed at 60s the whole time at the lowest settings. It doesn't look too bad at the lowest settings, actually. I actually think the graphics look better today than they did the first 2 days. Could be crazy, could be all in my head, but it could just be this map. Maybe some of the maps are more attractive than others. I got 8 captures. I got dropped in late, got 8 captures. The other team, 8 was the most anyone had on that team, 10 was the most anyone had on my team. So I focus on the capturing. There's the blue screen of death that I see in between the matches, so that's pretty tight. See the blue screen of death. Anyway, I mean, it plays. It can max the game out. It can do it. And play. It's not going to keep 60 frames per second, but it can do it. Let me Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to max everything out again. And then I'm going to go into a private match. Or they call them custom matches on here. Now, I don't know if Filmic SMAA T2X is more taxing or not. It's the bottom option, so I can choose it. And I'll even turn motion blur on. So now everything's on. And what I'll do is I will unsync every frame. Give it a big old frame rate cap. Alright. Custom games. I guess I need to put some bots in, so that means setup game. Now, I never know which team I'm going to get put on. In Advanced Warfare, I feel like they gave me the choice. By the way, you put the bots on the easiest difficulty level, and they're still murderous. Which, that's pretty interesting to me. Alright, so we're at 48 frames per second. It seems to settle on 48 quite a lot. This is a 144 Hz panel. This is a BenQ XL2430T 1080p monitor. And we're just going to see how this goes real quick. We're using over 11 gigabytes of system RAM, and we are using 3.5 gigabytes of VRAM, and we're at 1080p. So just to keep that in mind. Now what's interesting is I feel like it's used less VRAM on some days. Alright, we're in the 50s. Oh, I know this map. Oh yeah, forgot. It's, oh yeah, I have motion blur on. I mean, that's part of the issue. It's very blurry. Wow, that reload time was slow. I'm about to turn that motion blur off, guys. Not digging the motion blur. Turn that off. Alright. Not sure if that impacts the frame rate whatsoever. Okay, so we're in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Now my teammates are pretty freaking aggressive. Pretty freaking aggressive at capturing flags, to the point that sometimes I don't even get to capture one. Sometimes you get one of these clusters where you don't even know who's who that you're shooting at. In the 50s, but this is a custom match. This is not a real match. Now the reason why I went with the custom match is because I didn't want to make you guys have to sit through a whole nother real match, nor did I want to have to quit another match, like a real match. But this frame rate that I'm seeing in this is higher than what I would expect. Still in the 40s. I mean, it's possible. It's a free world. You can play however you want to play. You don't have to have 60 frames per second when you play. I'm still experimenting to see what combination of graphics gets you a steady 60 frames per second but still looks really good. I'm still working that out. All right, that's going to unfortunately take some time. And then this being the weekend that the game came out, you guys have to understand sometimes the matches play perfectly, and then sometimes they've been playing very, very, very badly. And there's some people who can't even play the game. Now, if you look over here, the CPU usage, my CPU usage, okay, it just went into the 80s right now. My CPU usage has been pretty good. I have a Haswell 4790 i7 4-core processor as hyper-threading. That's why it says 8 CPUs. But other people who have i7s and other people who have i5s for that matter. You a bad guy? Wow. Alright, so other people have reported that their CPU usage has been pegged in the 90s. Alright? And even now I'm still getting 60, 70, 80 for the CPU usage. It's all over the place. Right now the highest one is in the 60s. It's fluctuating, but for some people it's going into the 90s and it's staying in the 90s. So I say all that to say I don't know what the best settings are yet. I'm still working on that. I apologize. I usually try to figure that out pretty fast, but there are a lot of inconsistencies to work with. Alright, so that round's almost up. It's not even a real game. Alright, so everything should be on the max settings. Whoa. Should be on max, extra, high, high. So it's playable. Believe it or not, in the campaign I was getting much lower frame rate than this. I was getting, with everything maxed out, I was getting 29, 30 frames per second. Sorry for using the camcorder, guys, by the way. But when I use a higher refresh rate monitor, or when I use a higher resolution monitor than 1080p 60 frames per second, my capture device doesn't work. And if I want to, I don't want to do shadow play, I don't want to do fraps, I don't want to do anything like that, because that kind of taints the integrity of the graphics card performance. You see what I mean? So there you go. That's what it's been doing. It's 48 for the most part. Hopefully you guys have been watching. Over 12 gigabytes of system RAM. That seems pretty incredible. Arkham Knight. Warner Brothers suggests 12 megabytes. 12 gigabytes of system RAM, which is interesting. Crazy. Even GTA 5 doesn't use this much system RAM for me. Not at 1080p. And then we're using the full 4 gigabytes of VRAM right now. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if this helped you guys out, and I will eventually be able to have more consistent findings and let you guys know what's going on. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one. All right.